Warning, the podcast you're about to hear has a unique conservative perspective and may be politically incorrect, containing some controversy in its message. This episode may speak out against liberalism, socialism, the dark state, and religious organizations. It is possible that evil in politics, education, law, society, and religion will be discussed and exposed. However, we believe this podcast adds truth and value to a mature, disenfranchised audience who may be tired of apostate religions and wicked world systems. Listeners who are easily offended, overly sensitive, or have progressive leanings sympathetic to the topics we expose should be forewarned not to listen any further. We thank both those who choose to listen as well as those who choose not to listen. You've been warned. And now, let us get on with the show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Kapow Radio Show, Freedom Friday Hour.
Yay. Today is February 10th, 2017.
It's crazy times, is it not, Miss Kapow?
You betcha.
Crazy times. I'll tell you what, the world is so nutty. It's so extreme.
How nutty, how extreme is it?
It's so extreme that people are still watching CNN.
Oh, for the love of pizza.
I just made that joke up.
It's very good.
It's a good joke. The world is so crazy, so extreme. When you read the paper, if you're so inclined to read news on your phone or whatever you read it on every day, your news feed, God forbid you watch cable news still. God forbid you watch cable news. There's nothing there that's truth. It's all fabricated propaganda.
Hogwash.
It is hogwash. It is out and out lies. They're liars, but it's propaganda. The movies, the music, the commercials, everything is propaganda. See, in the 1930s, let me give you a history lesson here.
Alrighty.
In Germany, in Nazi Germany, the Ministry of Propaganda, the way they did it is they flew airplanes and they dropped leaflets everywhere. So then when people picked up the leaflets, they read all this propaganda. And they also did it here with movie reels. When people went to the movie theaters, they would play the reels before the movie.
That's right.
Propaganda. Well, today, they don't need to fly airplanes. They don't need to put it in the movies. In the reel, because they put it right in the movie.
That's right.
You put the propaganda right in the TV show you're watching.
Saves time.
It saves a lot of time. They put it right in the songs that you're listening to. They put them right into the ads that you're reading. And, of course, right into the news. There's no such thing as journalism. If there are real journalists out there, they're very suppressed. They can't do their job. It's horrible. Everything is just a lie, propaganda. And as you read this stuff and you look at it every day, you get the feeling that the world, that the rest of society that you live around, especially here in the States, that they're all going mad. They're all going crazy. Today we're going to talk about a bunch of crazy stories that we always do. And if you just listen to the stories we produce, you would think, everybody around you is insane. The thing is once you get done listening to the show or reading the news or, God forbid, watching the lying cable news, you walk out your front door and you're not running into these people. Not on a regular basis. I don't think you are. I know I'm not, but unless you probably live in a big city and you go down and just walk a couple of blocks, like New York or something, and you're going to different places. Maybe you're running into transgender people all the time and stuff. And if you're into that kind of lifestyle where you are running into those kind of people, you're probably not listening to this show anyway. But my point is that it's a small percentage of nutcases out there.
Right.
It's Satan's demonic possession on these people, but it's a small percentage.
Yeah, and they're the ones that are getting the platform. So Absolutely. It just seems like there's so many.
Yes.
That they're the majority.
Yes. And that's the point, is that because they own the media, they own what you hear and see, what you buy, what you purchase. Because of that, it seems like the whole world's like that.
Right.
But it's not. It really isn't. There's a lot of normal people. This show, Freedom Friday Hour, is an alternative news show. It's a conservative show with a spiritual view. We look at these stories. We look at current events. And then we try to apply a spiritual viewpoint to that, because everything is spiritual. It's always manifested here on the earth in the physical, but it originates in the spiritual. We have a spiritual problem, not a political problem. We have a spiritual problem in this country, and every country in the world has a spiritual problem. When we started this show years ago, the first name I came up with is Demons in the News. Because that's what it was. I want to talk about demons in the news. You'd find these news articles and you could tell there was a bunch of demons at work. And as we progressed, we just started calling it Freedom Friday, because we posted on Friday and you want to get freedom from this stuff. But the goal was to show people the perilous times that we were entering in, or that we were in. And of course, now we're fully engulfed in those perilous times, fully engulfed. And then it became more, at least for me, is I'm just mocking these people now. I mean, it's not even a matter of trying to warn people anymore, because it's all over the place. It's a matter of just mocking these idiots and exposing just the absurdity and the stupidity of a satanic system. He's a fallen angel. He was in rebellion from day one.
And you can see the people that don't have Christ, that they are influenced by Satan, because they're so ready to accept these lies, these heresies.
Yes. They don't have any truth in them. So it's just easy to believe what's, shoved down their gullet. It's terrible. And we're going to show some of that in this today's show.
Right.
And we're going to talk about, the first thing we're going to talk about is these scientists. It's amazing. These scientists that are fearing alien contact now. A lot of them are like, I'm scared of the aliens. Maybe we shouldn't. Well, there's a whole spiritual view behind that. And then there's a lot of transgender stuff out there, because folks that's still being rammed down our gullets, like if it's normal. And I'm telling you, it's not normal. It is not right. It's not. You're sick in the head. Just sick in the head, whether it's caused demonically, which a lot of it is, or it's caused culturally. It's not normal. Sick in the head. There's a boy's a boy, a girl's a girl. None of this transgender nonsense is real. We're going to talk about these transgender Boy Scouts, and I'm going to play you a clip that every time I hear this clip, I want to come out of my skin. And I want to jump into my computer screen and literally strangle this scout leader, because I think he's a pedophile.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And I think he's molesting those boys and doing something. And for him to support this transgender boy, which is a girl, in the scouts, and the things he says is just beyond comprehension. Then we're going to talk about this transgender female. He's a man. I think this is in the UK. And he was wanted for murder, but he's having sex with the female inmates. See, they want it both ways. They can't.
Yeah.
See, that's how confused they are. They can't just stick with one mental illness. And more in the transgender news are these city council candidates. 2 of them running for city council that are transgender. And then this is the, you can't fix stupid. This is so bizarre. There's 2 gay guys having sex on a public bedroom display in one of your favorite stores. We're going to talk about that. Just totally gross and nasty. And then these tech billionaires, Ms. Kapow, just like the scriptures say, they're going underground. They're crying for the rocks to fall on them, or they will.
But you notice they don't have peace.
They have no peace.
They're afraid.
Yes.
They're very fearful. And all the amount of money isn't helping them.
They cannot buy peace. They cannot buy 1 ounce of peace. I always think of Michael Jackson. I think when he died, it was like $300 million or something that he was worth. All the fame, all the fortune you can possibly want. Here's a guy who can't sleep. He has all this money. He can, well, obviously he had his own private doctor. What was it, Murray?
Yeah.
He had his own private doctor. He had the best care you can possibly get, but he can't sleep. Mm-mm. You can't sleep. You know, that's such a gift of God, to lay your head on the pillow.
It is.
And be able to close your eyes, and your conscience is clean, and you just drift off into sweet, peaceful sleep, and you wake up refreshed the next day. That is a gift of God. Peace is a gift of God. The guy couldn't sleep. He had all the money in the world. He couldn't buy peace. The Beatles say, can't buy me love. Forget love, can't buy me peace. They need to rewrite that song. But they're dead, except for one. I think he really is dead. I think he died in 1963, and he's a clone. Hello? You can't have empty airspace on the radio. When I'm drinking coffee, you have to say something. That's the rules. You have a scripture, Mr. Powell?
I do. I'm going to read Psalm 9. It says, I will praise thee, O Lord, with my whole heart. I will show forth all thy marvelous works. I will be glad and rejoice in thee. I will sing praise to thy name, O thou most high. When mine enemies are turned back, they shall fall and perish at thy presence. For thou hast maintained my right and my cause. Thou satest in the throne judging right. Thou hast rebuked the heathen. Thou hast destroyed the wicked. Thou hast put out their name forever and ever. O thou enemy, destructions are come to a perpetual end, and thou hast destroyed cities. Their memorial is perished with them. But the Lord shall endure forever. He has prepared his throne for judgment, and he shall judge the world in righteousness. He shall minister judgment to the people in uprightness. The Lord also will be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble. And they that know thy name will put their trust in thee, for thou, Lord, hast not forsaken them that seek thee. Sing praises to the Lord which dwell in Zion. Declare among the people his doings. When he makes inquisition for blood, he remembers them. He forgets not the cry of the humble. Have mercy upon me, O Lord. Consider my trouble which I suffer of them that hate me. Thou that liftest me up from the gates of death, that I may show forth all thy praise in the gates of the daughter of Zion. I will rejoice in thy salvation. The heathen are sunk down in the pit that they've made. In the net which they hid is their own foot taken. The Lord is known by the judgment which he executes. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forget God. For the needy shall not always be forgotten. The expectation of the poor shall not perish forever. Arise, O Lord, let not man prevail. Let the heathen be judged in thy sight. Put them in fear, O Lord, that the nations may know themselves to be but men.
I like that. Fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Mm-hmm. Here's some guys that don't fear the Lord. Scientists.
No.
And they fear contact with space aliens. Now, okay. So let me start off with the spiritual ramifications with this. Here's a group of people as a whole who deny the existence of an almighty God. Mm-hmm. They deny the existence of a creator God. They think, well, all this universe, everything just came about with a big bang and dust particles and then all, whatever they think.
Right.
We all came from an amoeba or a whatever. They don't believe in a God, let alone a son of God or a savior. They just discount all of that. They're right. Scientists. Mm-hmm. We're scientists.
Got to have facts.
Yeah. Empirical evidence. Mm-hmm. Scientists. You cannot prove there's a God. We don't believe in a God because you can't prove it. We can prove evolution. So we believe in evolution, right? So here's these guys. Don't believe in a God or the creation, but they do believe in space aliens. That's the spiritual darkness.
Mm-hmm. That's the deception.
They don't worship the creation, the creator, but the creation. Mm-hmm. They think they're space aliens. They actually think there's little green men from outer space. Mm-hmm. There's no such thing. No such thing. What they are, what's being touted as extraterrestrials, mm-hmm. like Von Däniken would say, extraterrestrials. What's being touted that? What they are is they've always been here. They're the fallen watchers. They're fallen watchers.
Yep.
They're angels. They're angelic beings created by the Almighty God. And the original purpose was to watch over mankind and guide them. And some said, hey, we can have children of our own because we're immortal. We don't need to have children. So we weren't made to have children reproduce, but we can have children of our own and be like the humans, and we can rule over them and get a little slave race and be very rich and have a good time. And that's what they did. It's in Genesis 6:4. It's in Enoch. It's in the book of Jubilees. That's what these creatures are. They're not from outer space. They're from here. They are terrestrial. I do believe they do exist. And different races of them.
Definitely.
Seraphim, cherubim, different ones. Mm-hmm. And all this alien stuff, it's like Marco said on his last show, it's just a great deception.
Right.
To get you, to give it credibility so they can continue to deceive.
That's right.
Their whole goal is to get worship for their children, which are the disembodied spirits of the Nephilim. When the angels mated with the daughters of men, you have the disembodied spirits. That's their children. They live in host bodies, some through demonic possession, some I absolutely firmly believe through biological entities.
Right.
That look human.
Yes.
I think you can see them on TV.
Yep.
I really do. Mm-hmm. When you worship the celebrity, right? Oh, baby. Oh, Beyonce. She's Queen Baby. You know, she's just like the Madonna. You know, when stupid people worship a celebrity, you're worshiping the biological demonic entity.
That's right.
Within that person.
That's right.
If it's really a person at all.
Exactly.
If it was really born human at all. It was born. You can trace back. Oh, there's baby pictures of it. It's not a hybrid. I see the baby picture. You don't know what fertilized that. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I honestly believe that. Again, I have my tinfoil hat on, but I believe that. And I'm sticking to it. Mm-hmm. So aliens, space aliens, don't exist from outer space. They're deceivers that are down here deceiving mankind. They know their time is short. This is the last age. There's no other age coming. This is the end times.
That's right.
This is it. There's no other time. They have a short time to do what they got to do, and then they're going to meet judgment and destruction. Mm-hmm. So they're trying to gather all the human souls they can. They feed off the human souls and the blood and all that stuff. So these scientists are saying that the more that we learn about the cosmos, the more it seems possible that we're not alone. Well, these are scientists that don't believe in God, but now they believe we're not alone. And that the entire galaxy is teeming with worlds, and we're getting better at listening. So the question is there anybody out there? And they're hoping somebody's going to answer. But now there's some of them saying, do we really want to know? If aliens are indeed out there, would they be friendly explorers or destroyers of worlds? Mm-hmm. Now they're starting to question. Is this a serious question? Well, apparently
For
it is.
them it is.
Yeah, it's no longer confined to science fiction. There's a growing group of astronomers, and they've taken upon themselves to do more than listen. Some are advocating a beacon swept across the galaxy, letting ET, extraterrestrials, know we're home to see if anyone comes calling. Others argue we should keep the Earth to ourselves. What they're doing is they're going out there and they're sending beacons in outer space. They're not getting any signals because these things that aren't from outer space. They're interdimensional beings. But you're intent on trying to contact them, they're going to answer you on a very personal level.
Yep, that's
and they're
right.
going to inhabit your host body. Mm-hmm. It's one of the ways they do it. It's not going to be good. Mm-mm. So anyway, they're having this dialogue. They're actually having a narrative and a conversation among each other, whether it's going to be good or bad. There's this one guy. He's an internet investor. He's a science philanthropist, Yuri Milner.
Oh, yeah.
And he's invented what he called a star chip. It's a micro electronic component spacecraft. That's right. And it's $100 million project. And its aim is at establishing the feasibility of sending a swarm of little tiny spacecraft that weigh less than an ounce to the
like
Alpha.
Drones?
Like little drones, yes. And he's going to send these little things to Alpha Centauri star system.
Very nice.
To see if they can contact some aliens. Okay, $100 million. Mm-hmm. But these guys won't believe in a creator God.
No.
Or what I just said about fallen angels.
Oh, no.
And demonic entities and the rulers of the earth. The kings of the earth. The fallen ones. The watchers. Mm-hmm. When you read James and they're saying, oh, wail you rich, howl you rich. He's not talking about human people with, a couple of $1 million. He's talking about these watchers who've been around since day one.
That's right. They
control everything. You're not going to fight it. You can't beat it. You're not supposed to beat it. That's not your job. That's not why you're put here. That's God's job. You just, you do whatever he tells you to do, but that's his job to expose and punish them at the end times.
That's right.
That's what it is. So these scientists are all nutty about this stuff. And there's different ones saying different things.
But it's amazing. The ones that are wanting contact, and then there's the ones that are afraid of contact. They're already afraid of sharing their resources with us humans.
Yeah.
Much less these entities that they're expecting. Because some of them, like Hawkins, believes that they're going to come and take away our resources.
Yeah.
So they don't want us to be, poking at them.
Yeah.
And going, come on, come on, come on. It's like, we don't want them there because we don't want them stealing our resources.
Yeah. He's probably right in the sense that you're going to keep poking at demonic entities, fallen
and they
angels.
will steal from you.
So they're going to send their disembodied sons and into your body, and it's not going to be fun. So
they're going to put you in their pockets.
Exactly. I just thought it was very interesting that these scientists that rely on empirical evidence and don't believe in anything of a God, because see, wisdom, the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom.
Right.
So if you don't even believe God, you can't even fear him.
They don't have God in their heart.
No. But yet they'll believe
in these fairy tales.
In a fairy tale. So it's amazing. There's always a spiritual aspect to it.
Yes.
There's a spiritual aspect to it. Okay. This story irritates me. I know it's going to blow your mind. This is a transgender Boy Scout.
Oh, I don't like this.
And I'm going to play this clip. Her name, it's a little girl. It's a little 9-year-old girl. And when I play this clip, you're going to hear her at the end talk a little bit. And you're going to say to yourself, I don't know any 9-year-olds that speak like this.
No.
She's prompted by her parent,
exactly.
I think her mom, and these transgender advocates to say what she says. There's not a whole lot about her, why she thinks she's a boy, but they call her Joe Maldonado. I don't even know what her real name is. And this is in Maplewood, New Jersey.
New Jersey.
And it says, in a moment of historic significance, Ms. Kapow, historic significance, Joe Maldonado put on a Cub Scout uniform on Tuesday night. And he became a member of Pac 20. His mother held back tears.
Of course.
1 week after the Boy Scouts of America, the whole organization, changed its national policy to allow transgender children to be scouts. Well, because it's Boy Scouts, they can only allow one type of transgender. That's a transgendered male.
Right.
It has to be a female going to it, because if it's already a male, there's no sense in joining the Boy Scouts as a transgender female.
That's right.
Confused?
Yeah.
So anyway, this was about last month. They changed their longstanding policy. The Record reported that Joe had been thrown out of a Cub Scout pack in Secaucus last year. Thrown out. You know why?
Because he was born a girl.
He was born a girl. So the Boy Scouts said a girl can't belong to the Boy Scouts, but you can belong to the Girl Scouts.
But nay.
But Joe, she's 9. She says, "This is fun. I'm so proud." During the meeting, she said that the best part of the night was that I am accepted. I'm actually in Boy Scouts. We'll see when you get beat up in the forest by the other kids. I mean, come on.
Well, and that Boy Scout leader.
Oh, you know what? I don't think he's interested in little girls. I think he's interested in little boys. The guy's a pedophile. How could you not be a pedophile and support this kind of thing?
Yeah.
If you really cared about kids. Yeah. This guy, speaking of him, he said it was historic because he had become Scouting's first openly transgender member. This is little Joe. And he praised Joe for showing an immense amount of courage. I love that. They always say they're courageous. Mm-hmm. Are they courageous or are they insane? This little girl's already mentally nuts.
Yeah.
At age 9, she already has mental illness. She thinks she's a boy.
Yeah.
That's courage? Mm-hmm. What kind of courage does it take to go, I live in a fantasy and I say I'm something that I'm not? That's not courageous. That's called deceptive. They're openly deceptive.
Mm-hmm. And everyone's playing into that lie.
Yeah. There's a spiritual problem in that. What does Revelation say about liars? The book of Revelation, what does it say about liars? You know what? I saw a little cartoon the other day, and it was Jesus sitting on a big rock, surrounded by his disciples or whatever, and there was somebody else asking Jesus a question. And it said, Jesus, tell us, what do you think about, Trump's immigration ban or the wall or whatever like that? And Jesus says, in heaven, I have a big wall and big gates, and there's extreme vetting to get in. But isn't that true? There's extreme vetting. Do you think a liar's going to get in?
No.
Read Revelation. Read what? No. They're not going to get in. No liar is going to get in. They're lying. They're lying to themselves. They're trying to lie to us. That's the spiritual behind this. Mm-hmm. That's the spiritual. You want to listen to this clip?
Sure.
Okay, this is annoying. So put on your cringe hat.
It is annoying.
Okay, here it is.
The reason tonight is so historic is because Joe is brave enough to be the first openly transgender boy to join the Scouts. And that takes an immense amount of courage. And if anything exemplifies the Scout oath and law, it's the courage of Joe to, not do this for his own benefit, the benefit of those behind him.
I could see Joe beaming. He was thrilled to death. He finally gets to do what he wanted to do, which was just be part of the Cub Scouts. It's an overwhelming joy to put that jersey on him.
I can't believe me and my mom and New Jersey, we got so much supporters that I'm accepted.
Yuck. I got so many supporters that I'm accepted. 9-year-old girl being played like a dupe for somebody else's agenda. It's a crime.
It is a crime.
It really is a crime.
Really sad. Very sad.
Very sad. I think I need to take a commercial break because I have a little throw up in my mouth right now. And I need to swig it out.
Ugh.
Okay. Hey everyone, this is your brother Kapow speaking to you. Many of you already know that my beautiful co-host wife and I have authored numerous books together. 2 are available in paperback as well as in Kindle download. They are titled Demons in My Marriage Bed, A True Story of Spiritual Warfare, and Eyes to See Unseen Enemies, Looking at the Neo-Pagan Church. We want to offer to our Kapow radio listeners a special $2 discount from the retail price of these 2 paperback books. Demons in My Marriage Bed is only $10.99. Eyes to See Unseen Enemies is only $8.99. This is how you can get your discount. Go to fifthhookmedia.com, FIFTHOOK media.com, and click on books, and then scroll down to select the book you want to get. Copy or write down the discount code for the book you want to buy, and click on the linked code to go directly to our Create Space website. Paste or type in the discount code at checkout. Voila, $2 off. Additionally, you can go to createspace.com, go to the search bar, use the drop-down menu to the left of the bar to search the store. Type in either title of the book you want, enter the discount code at checkout. Now, the codes are up front on both book pages. You can't miss them. We hope you take advantage of this offer, and please write us a review in Amazon. Share this information with others you think may like our material, and may our Lord and Savior richly bless all of you. Man, I just love that announcer's voice. He sounds like he's very, very smart. Very smart guy. I like him. He must get paid a lot of money to do commercial announcements.
Yeah,
And I love that because he says, "Hi, I'm Brother Kapow," but we all know he's not because I'm him. I don't know, but that dude, he's awesome, just awesome. I think Trump wanted him to be on his Trump podcast.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, called Trumpcast.
Trumpcast.
The Trumpcast. Okay, what do you want to talk about now? Let's talk about
that transgender murderer.
Oh man, what's up with this? What is up with that guy? You know what I mean? This is
so annoying.
Yes, it is.
Metro News.
It is. Transgender murderer was moved from the women's prison after having sex with female inmates.
That's nasty.
Okay. Who did not see this is coming? This is a guy who says, "I'm a girl, and I'm now called Paris Green." Paris Green is a guy. He's a biological male, dressed like a female. So he commits murder, and he's thrown in, logically, with other men because he's a male, right? Mm-hmm. Nay.
Nope.
He's put in a female prison. Mm-hmm. Female prison, but he's a guy dressed like a female. You see how ridiculous this is? No liars are going to enter into heaven. There's extreme vetting.
Yeah. Well, these female prisoners are like, yeah, because they're all like,
Yeah. He's the only dude in there.
Yeah.
So what do? Well, they start getting some. So yeah, he's 23 years old. He had to go back to a male institute after it was alleged he had been intimate with other prisoners.
Yeah.
Here's what he said. He says, "All the women want sex, and Paris is the only person who can give it to them." Oh, that was a source said that. He was previously known as Peter Lang. He's been accused of inappropriate behavior with inmates before.
Go figure.
Following the murder conviction in 2013, he was moved out of a certain women's prison after the allegations. And there was a couple of other ones that got in trouble because, they're doing the nasty. Mm-hmm. He's a male in a female institution.
Crazy.
Shouldn't be.
Nope.
But, the thing is okay, he's a nut. He's mentally ill, right? We understand that. And he's a murderer. So, he's full of demons and, he's sold out.
Yep.
But the system that allowed him to go to a female prison because he says, "I'm a female."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, stupid.
I'll even give it this. If he already had surgery and he got his wanker cut off.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like it. He just looks like an ugly...
He looks like an ugly dude with a long female hair and makeup. But he still has his wanker because he's having sex. Mm-hmm. So come on.
Yeah.
I think that was in the UK, too. That was in the UK somewhere. Okay, here's some other... You want some more liars? I can't get enough of these liars. Liars everywhere. Minneapolis. I love saying that. Minneapolis. I couldn't live there.
It's a difficult word.
I couldn't live there because where do you live? Minneapolis. Transgender candidates for Minneapolis City Council seek a voice at the table. This is amazing.
Yes, it is.
Now, neither wants to focus their campaigns on the fact that they are transgender. But both are aware of the historical significance of their candidacies. No, we don't want to focus on this. We're just saying this is historic, and probably if you don't vote us in, you're a hater. You're a hater. So the first one calls herself Andrea Jenkins, and Andrea has been a pioneer in Minneapolis government as city council aide and has faced obstacles. But it's a he, by the way. Mm-hmm. He/she says that Minneapolis has become a more welcoming place for transgender people. So This
Note
gal,
that.
yes, note that. Let's not go to Minneapolis. So this gal already works for the city council as an aide, and it's a guy dressed like a female. And it's, to me, I'm looking at this picture of him, and he looks
Like a guy.
like a dude with long dreadlocks and earrings. So,
Yeah.
okay. This year, there's 2 openly transgender candidates for city council.
See, what are the chances of that?
I don't know. Andrea Jenkins and Philippi Cunningham. Now, Philippi Cunningham is a female who's dressed like a man.
Yep.
So you have a man dressed like a female ready for council, and you have a female dressed like a man in Minneapolis. I mean, are you following this? The spiritual delusion is unbelievable. Mm-hmm. Either would be the first transgender big city council member in the country and probably the highest elected transgender person in American history. They all want to make history. Just like little Joe Maldonado, little 9-year-old girl who's now a Boy Scout. I'm so happy. I'm so disappointed. There's just not a lot of candidates running yet, and that's what's so exciting about Minneapolis. Is the national? This was said by the director of the National Center for Transgender Equality. Without endorsing anybody, it is overall a good thing that 2 trans people have stepped up, and 2 trans people who are, at least on paper, aren't unrealistic candidates.
Yeah, they don't have to endorse either one of them, but they're endorsing the transgender.
Exactly. Whoever gets it, it's good because we're going to, win. So they're both running for different wards or different seats.
It's a win-win.
It's a win-win. Someone's going to get it. Let's see. Who said this? There's, like I said, historical significance. Now, there's a picture of the female that's dressing like a man. And obviously, she's taking hormones and all that stuff because she has a beard and both are black. Both are blacks. Mm-hmm. And she has one with a beard and a mustache. Really, really nice eyebrows. You know, like those threaded eyebrows.
Yeah.
And a shaved head. And the picture I'm looking at, she looks just like a dude.
Yes.
You couldn't tell the difference on the picture. So let's see. Somebody said this. I don't know who, but they said, I think it's extremely important to be what Laverne Cox calls a possibility model for young trans people. That's that gay transgender actress. Guy dressed like a girl. That was Jenkins. 55-year-old is a former council policy aide who now curates the Transgender Oral History Project at the University of Minnesota. The narrative for a long time for trans people coming out is that you're going to be relegated to the life of a second-class citizen. Now that you're going to be that you're going to be relegated to the shadows and that you can't aspire to lofty goals.
Oh, brother.
Oh, yeah. Now, Cunningham, who's 29 years old, lived the first 23 years of his life as a black female. Yeah, 23, and now he's only 29. So he's only been a male for a few years. I'm telling you, it takes a lot more years to get as obnoxious as us men are than a couple of years. It takes a lifetime. He has informed his understanding of marginalized communities. If elected, he will bring that sensibility to the job. That's what it says. That's what it reads. Let's see. He's taken a leave of absence so he can run. Let's see. It's a big, long article. They're all happy about these people. But anyway.
Well, they're definitely going to bring change. Yeah.
And it's just one of those things that just... No, I mean, you can't discriminate against these people or anything. I'm not saying that. But, you're not going to get somebody who's a liar because they're lying to themselves and they're trying to lie to you.
That's right.
They're openly trying to deceive you and they want you to buy into their mental illness. You're not going to get a person like that, put them in public office, and they're not going to have that come out in their agendas.
That's right. Of course.
It's just, if that's where you want to go as a city, good luck. Mm-hmm. Good luck. And I sound like a homophobic, xenophobic, misogynistic, sausage-eating, cheese-sniffing Trump supporter. But I'm not. I'm just trying to be real here. Really, folks? Really? Really?
Really.
Okay, I need to do some Can't Fix Stupid, as if this whole show didn't talk about stupid. But this kind of goes, I think this goes really to the realm of I can't fix stupid.
Yep.
You're not going to be able to fix these two. Music, please. I love that. That's my transgender music, Miss Kapow.
I like it.
I play that anytime I do a transgender story. Because that music used to be rock and roll. Mm-hmm. What you're listening to is actually 1970s rock and roll from Bad Company, lead singer Paul Rogers. But it transmusicized itself to this.
Ain't that
Yeah, it's pretty deceptive, but it's cool. Okay, Clifton. Where the heck is Clifton? Because I don't want to go there. How many people like Bed Bath & Beyond? I love Bed Bath & Beyond store. I love going there because I could go there and shop, and I could be like, my whole gayness comes out in that store. Mm-hmm. I could buy towels. I even say like that, towels, kitchen towels.
Anything for the kitchen or bathroom.
Oh, I love Bed Bath & Beyond.
Bedroom too.
Oh, it's Bed Bath & Beyond? Come on. Mm-hmm. Well, in Clifton, wherever the heck Clifton is, 2 men were arrested and charged with engaging in lewd behavior on a display bed.
That's neat.
Have you guys gone into this store? Go to Bed Bath & Beyond, and they have these little baby beds.
Yeah.
They're small. They're
like
little display beds. And they put comforters on them and pillows and bedspreads and, all this stuff to sell to people on display. Well, these 2 gay guys said, hey, we're going to have sex on the display bed during regular business hours. Well, the police responded.
That's nasty.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's beyond nasty. You can't fix stupid. It's beyond nasty. You can't fix stupid. The police responded. A witness said that 2 men were engaged in a sex act. Oh! Police arrested 2 28-year-old men. I would doubt if they were men. One from Nutley. I don't make that up. Nutley, Nutley. A gay guy from Nutley. And the other from North Carolina. Yeehaw! Mm-hmm. Both were charged with lewdness, criminal mischief, and possession of marijuana.
Of course.
The Nutley suspect was also charged with having an outstanding warrant for his arrest. God, what a shock. Well, an employee witnessed the act.
That's nasty.
Yes.
Because you can't erase that from your mind.
Yeah, you can't unsee that. Mm-mm. That's going to be just permanently and put in their brain. They can't undo it. One or both of the men apprehended by police were found to be infected with scabies. Is it scabies or scabies?
Scabs.
I guess it matters little. It's a contagious skin infestation.
Contagious.
That means it can jump from one thing to another. It's a skin infestation caused by a microscopic parasite, like a worm, that burrows beneath the skin. You have to be one dirty homosexual to have scabies. The arresting officers were exposed to the mites. They're little mites, so they're not worms. They're scaby mites.
I don't care. I don't care if they're worms or mites. They're bugs. And
they go under your skin.
Yeah.
And it's contagious.
Yes.
So when they're swapping spit on this display bed and doing homosexual things, it's the scabies are just like all over it. There's like all over the bedspreads. The scabies are just, in my opinion, you have to tear down the whole store.
Oh,
it's over. It's over.
Burn everything.
It's gone. This is like anthrax. It's over. The 2 men, quote unquote, were found to be suffering from a health condition. They were suffering, but their identities are protected by HIPAA. Oh my gosh! So we don't know what they are. But anyway, they were not Bed Bath & Beyond employees.
That's a good thing.
So the officers who were infected with scabies.
Poor guys.
They went to a medical center and they were on leave for a few days to avoid contaminating the Clifton Police Department.
It's like, you ain't coming here.
No, you got scabies. You're retired. You now take your retirement. You're out of here. Detective Lieutenant Robert Bracken said, it's not yet known if the suspects were intoxicated or under influence of controlled dangerous substance. There was no clear motive or reason behind the crime. Really, Lieutenant? No clear motive or reason behind the crime? They're gay with scabies. That's all you need to know. They're out of control, man. They got disembodied spirits in the host body. Mm-hmm. That's the spiritual.
Yeah, and they don't care about nobody else.
Nope.
Except fulfilling their lusts.
Exactly. Of the flesh, even if the flesh has scabies. The devil's no respecter of person. He'll take scabies, AIDS, gonorrhea. Doesn't really matter.
They're disgusting.
The lieutenant credited the store's employees who were proactive in the situation. A manager at the store declined to comment and referred everything to headquarters. He didn't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole.
No.
However, Jessica Joyce, she's a senior manager of Bed Bath & Beyond Public Relations. It's what we call a spokeshole. Mm-hmm. She emailed a statement saying the company, quote, takes the safety of our customers and associates very seriously and found this incident extremely upsetting. Now she's going to get in trouble for saying that. The first part was okay. Take the safety of our customers and associates very seriously. Okay, she's not getting, but then she says, we found this incident extremely upsetting. You know why? She's a hater. She's a gayophobe. She's a homophobe. She's a scabophobe. Mm-hmm. She's a hater. She's a hater. She's probably a Trump supporter wearing a red hat that says, I hate scabby victims. These people are victims. They're suffering from a medical disease. Yeah. And she is saying it's extremely upsetting because she doesn't like it. She doesn't agree with them. Doesn't mean that it's wrong. They have a right. So she needs to be fired. And we're going to do a protest.
That's insanity.
But they think that way.
I know.
That's why they're called libtardeds. I don't make this stuff up.
No.
Out of an abundance of caution, she said, the incident-related merchandise and display was immediately pulled from the floor and discarded. Really? Because I'm thinking maybe you would have a good sale on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, they discarded it and brought it to another store.
Yeah. So go to the Bed Bath & Beyond in Hemet, California, where you can get a good deal on a comforter and some bed sheets. $2.99. Are you out of your mind?
And that's $2.99.
Exactly. And we'll pay the tax. And you get the scabies and the mites for free. She says, we will continue to take steps to assure that our store merchandise continues to be safe for our customers and associates. If any customer feels uncomfortable in our store for any reason, we will, of course, attempt to address such a situation in an appropriate manner. That's what she said. Okay, so I would go in there and go, yes, I feel uncomfortable in your store. For what reason? Because there was some gay guys with scabies in here. And then she would say, well, what are you doing shopping in here? I go, don't be a hater. And I'd probably walk out with a free gift or something.
Oh, yeah.
I'd probably get like one of those back scratchers.
You're going to need it.
You know. Yeah, I'm going to need the scabby scratcher. Yeah, anyway. You know, I mean, so it could be worse. It could be worse. These two gay guys, it could be worse, Ms. Cabal. These two gay guys could have went to a Nordstrom's and did the same thing on a Ivanka Trump purse. But Nordstrom's did the right thing. Nordstrom said, we're not political, and it has nothing to do with her dad's policies or anything. It's just that her products aren't selling well, so we're going we're gonna not sell Ivanka Trump's line of stuff, and it has nothing to do with policies, and it has nothing to do with, what is it? Grab your wallet, hashtag grab your wallet, where this group is out to decimate any of the businesses that belong to any of the Trump people. Mm-hmm. Grab your wallet. And Nordstrom's fell for this nonsense. Now, they don't think there's going to be a firestorm behind this? Really? Mm-hmm. What about the other millions of people that don't see it this way, that they see this as petty stupidity?
Yep.
Yeah. Do you know Dillard's? The closest store we have to us is a Dillard's. Yeah. And Dillard's still carries Ivanka Trump line. So Dillard's is cool. Nordstrom's?
Not cool.
Piece of dog feces. Cowards.
Scabbies.
No,
they're scabbies.
They're scabbies. No, seriously. Can you imagine? Look at what's the little Obama girl's name? Sasha?
Yeah, Sasha, and there's Malaya or whatever.
Okay. Let's take Malaya.
All right.
Malaya Obama she has a line of jewelry. or shoes or something, some kind of thing. And it's called the Malaya Obama Collection, and it's really cool stuff. Can you imagine if the dollar store, Pick and Save, the dollar store, the general saver said, we ain't going to be carrying Melania's stuff no more. It had nothing to do with her husband or her father. Had nothing to do with Michelle. It has nothing to do with Obama wrestling around with Branson on his private island while water skiing. Everybody see that photo?
Yeah.
Everybody see that photo op where Obama wrestles with Branson? They're wrestling. Two grown men are wrestling on the water. My gosh. Oh my gosh. And they let people take pictures of it and put it on the paper like they were celebrities. Two grown men were horse playing.
Yeah. The Virgin
An ex-president was playing with the Virgin airline guy. Anyway, so Pick and Save says we're no longer, because this has nothing to do with her dad, Obama, or her mom, Michelle. Michael has nothing to do with her dad, Michael. We're going to discontinue Malasha's earrings. Can you imagine the uproar?
I can. That would be
Dollar
terrible.
Saver would be called racist.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they'd have to shut down all the
Obamaphobic.
stores.
They would be throwing whatever
Tomatoes.
they throw tomatoes. They throw at the glass, wearing black masks, being little ISIS people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine that? But yet Nordstrom's and these other places, we're going to just close it. And it just irks my nerve. Now, I don't have any Ivanka Trump products, personally. She doesn't make shoes my size. And they don't look very comfortable. But it's the ridiculousness of the libtarded nation. And you think the whole country's gone mad.
Yeah.
When it's just a few people. That's right. And by the way, they don't sell her stuff at the dollar store. They should. Because you get some really good deals there. Did I just go on a rant? Was that a rant?
I think so.
Okay, last story. Muskopow. Apocalypse Island.
Gee, many crickets.
Tech billionaires. You know who these guys are? These are the guys in California. These are the Silicon Valley billionaires that give us the ability to be on Facebook and talk on podcasts and everything. We're very indebted to them. Mm-hmm. But they're building bolt holes. That's what they're called in New Zealand. Hey, shut your bolt hole, mate. Is it mate? I don't know. I can't do New Zealand. How do New Zealand people talk in New Zealand? We have some listeners in New Zealand, by the way.
Yeah, so be careful.
I'm careful, but I don't know how they... I'm thinking I'm hearing an Australian accent, but that can't be right. Anyway, they're building bolt holes in New Zealand because they now fear social collapse or nuclear war. Here's what it says. You're all set. Your bags are packed. You're ready to go. There's dozens of solid gold coins, maybe even some Bitcoin stashed inside your belt. A pistol, a gun. There's no need to say goodbye to the wife and children. They're already waiting for you 6,000 miles away in New Zealand, having slipped off quietly at the first whiff of global catastrophe.
Wow, aren't these people lucky?
Yep, they're rich. Now they're making themselves comfortable in that fortress home you spent years preparing. You've got store loads of food and enough guns and ammo to start World War III, which might anyway have begun by the time you arrive. The high-powered motorbike you've never used is waiting outside to whisk you to a private airport where your plane sits waiting. A helicopter ride at the other end. Pull up the drawbridge. Yes, you have a drawbridge.
And a moat with alligators.
Right. And you're ready to wait for years if necessary for civilization to return. That's not a joke, folks. It's not a joke.
Nope.
These
people
tech billionaires
have bought land. They are building houses underground.
Yep, and a lot of them are going to New Zealand. Mm-hmm. Quietly
I'm sure
preparing
the New
for global
Zealanders will
apocalypse.
appreciate that.
Oh, I bet they're happy.
What was it? That Thiel guy? He bought like 477 acres in New Zealand, and he didn't go through the correct protocol. I guess you have to be a citizen for 3 years or something like that before you can buy land and la 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 la.
They let him slip in.
But you know what? He's got money, so they just kind of like.
Well, you know why? Because the president of New Zealand doesn't have a ban on travelers. And so Theo was able just to travel without being a citizen and just buy land and build a $1 billion bolt hole. Because there's no ban. There's no ban for the bolt holes. That's what they call them. So shut your bolt hole. Yeah. Attracted by a remote first world country. It has the potential to be self-sufficient in no one's list of nuclear targets. No one wants to blow up New Zealand, apparently. That's good. The super rich kings of Silicon Valley and Wall Street are buying up vast tracts of its land. And they're getting ready for the, the
apocalypse.
Yeah, they're getting ready. Zombie invasion, earthquake, nuclear war, civil war, pandemic, even the second coming. It says that in the article.
It does.
Second coming.
It does.
So they're going to go underground on the second coming of Jesus Christ.
Because he's not going to find us here.
The wrath of the Lamb. Apparently they never read that memo that says they can't hide from the wrath of the Lamb. And they're going to be begging the rocks to fall on them
and nothing is hid from his sight.
So somebody really needs to get those guys that memo before they spend billions of dollars. I kind of feel sorry for them at this point because they're like, wow. Yeah. Theo paid $10 million, like you said, for a 477 acre.
Yeah. What was that one guy? Let me see here. Steve Huffman. He's the co-founder of Reddit. He said he had laser surgery because he does not want to rely on post-apocalyptic opticians. Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine? I'm going to have laser surgery now because at the apocalypse, they're not going to have very good eye doctors.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get everything I need done now. Well, come on. That's what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
And I don't want to worry about wearing glasses.
And, of course, the women are going to do all their plastic surgery now.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about but what about other things like, your back going out or you break a foot? Or come on. There's with all that money, you probably just have a doctor and a family and have them hunker down with you. Get a bunch of Q-tips and Band-Aids and you're good to go. A lot of people are going to a lot of different places, man.
Hawaii.
Yeah, anywhere to go into a bolt hole. No, I don't want to be crude, but I know a couple of bolt holes they can go into. I shouldn't say it because I don't want the secret out, but yeah, it has something to do with the gay guys well, never mind.
It's incredible what they planned.
It really is amazing.
One guy, I forget who his name is, he said he promises to send a Pitbull VX armored truck to collect a resident from a 400-mile radius of Silo so that they can bring that person to his little bunker hole.
Bolt hole. Is that amazing? It really is an amazing article about how deceived they are. That they think they're riches. Howl. Oh, you wealthy. Oh, you rich. Howl.
See, and a lot of them really are afraid of what the future is going to bring to America because of Trump. And so they're just, hedging their bets that in case something happens, we got a place to go. They're
also afraid of their own technology. They're afraid of IA, robots, AI. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm so used to saying internal affairs because I spent years in internal affairs as a suspect, not as a detective, as a suspect, but they never got me. They never found the bodies. They're buried in some bolt hole in Riverside, California.
Yeah, but they're afraid of the AI.
Yes, they're afraid of that and the other tech things that they're putting out that robots are going to take over people's jobs.
And then people are going to be upset with them for creating them.
And want to kill Peter Thiel and all these other guys. They're nuts. Once again, you can't buy peace. They have billions of dollars and they don't buy peace. They can't sleep at night. There's no peace. Can't buy me peace. Yeah.
And I don't care how much underground they go. They're not going to have peace at all.
No, it's a spiritual condition. They're trying to solve a spiritual condition with a financial solution.
With natural means.
Can't do it. Impossible.
Impossible.
That's what I said. So I think...
Well, let me read Revelations 21:8.
Revelation. Okay.
Where
Because I keep saying it.
Yeah, okay.
Because I keep misquoting it.
But the fearful and the unbelieving, the abominable and the murderers and the whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which that burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death.
Wow.
And you know what? That's for eternity.
Yes. Yeah, that's not 70 or 80 years of a little life down here. That's a long time.
No.
It's no time.
Mm-mm. And it's not gender specific either.
No. Whether you think you're a man or a girl or a man, it don't matter. You're a liar. You know, that is extreme vetting. Mm-hmm. It really is extreme vetting. You're not going to get into that land that's built 4 square. It does have gates built on 12 stones or layers. You're not going to get in there without extreme vetting. Interesting.
And all your money isn't going to help you either.
No.
All your wealth.
No. Yet, it's very easy. It's a very easy thing to do when you're called and drawn by the Holy Spirit to accept that gift of salvation.
Amen. Yeah.
For those who are willing to listen and listen to the drawing and give their lives to the Lord. It's not a hard thing. Okay, I think I've offended just about everybody. So give me a chow. I'm going to go to my bolt hole.
Ciao, baby.